What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be ranking the 2024 offseason movements, whether free agency, whatever that may be, minus the rookies. So we're going to start off with Isaiah Hartenstein. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is one of the most underrated NBA players in the league. I'm going to start him off, honestly, at A. It may sound crazy, but the average NBA fan doesn't know how good Isaiah Hartenstein is, and they needed somebody who can come in and grab boards because that's what they sucked at last year, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that at A. He's a great defender, great role guy, glue guy, and as long as he gets minutes, I think this will stay in A tier. Mikal Bridges, I'm gonna also put it A for the time being. I don't like it as much as say the Hartenstein move. Um, but I really like it. Obviously, they're trying to take down the Celtics and the other East team that's contending. That being said, I love Mikal Bridges. I think he's underrated. He was underutilized, not underutilized, utilized in the wrong way in Brooklyn. I think in New York, he's gonna be right back to his old form where he used to be on Phoenix. So for the time being, I think it's gonna be an A tier rating. Knicks made a good move with this one, and they're bringing the Nova boys back together. Dejounte Murray to the Pelicans. I don't know how much I like this. I'm going to put it at C. I think Dejounte Murray has become slightly overrated from his time in Atlanta. I love him on the Spurs, but one of the most ISO dominant players. I don't know how he's going to fit next to Bi and Zion, and they have to give up like their centers for him. I mean, I don't know. I think they should trade CJ now because where does CJ fit into that role? They don't really have a point guard. They traded away Dyson Daniels. I don't know. I think Dejounte Murray definitely doesn't put them over the top. If you get, say, if they got a guy like Hartenstein in free agency alongside Dejounte Murray, I would like it a lot better. But if Yi Misi or whatever the rookie's name is gonna start center, then yeah, I don't know how much I like this. All right, on the next one, Alec Burks. F. Don't care. Alec Burks is irrelevant. Derrick Jones Jr. I'm honestly, man, this is tough. This is tough because I don't know where the Clippers are gonna sit this year. I don't think they're gonna be stellar, but I think Derrick Jones Jr. is a really good role player. I'm gonna put it at a B for right now because he does his role well. If he could shoot the three ball a little bit better, he kind of fell off in the playoffs towards the end. If he could play defense and shoot the three ball well, he'll be good for the Clippers. I'm not gonna say much else because the Clippers are such a question mark right now, but I guess we'll find out. Josh Giddey, C because I'm indifferent with it. I'm gonna put him above Dejounte Murray. Josh Giddey still has a bunch of potential. I know he had all those allegations back last season, but I still think he's a very talented young guy. A lot of people forget what he was doing before last season. He was putting up very good rookie stats in his rookie campaign. I think the Bulls are a great spot for him. Only thing that's concerning is Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu being on the same team. I don't know how they're going to split guard minutes, but I really think Giddey has potential. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star, but tall for a point guard, can handle the ball well, can play make well. So I mean, the Bulls obviously are retooling and rebuilding, so it is to be discovered how this fit works out. I'm not too sure right now. I don't mind it. I don't dislike it, but I also don't like it. Russell Westbrook to the Nuggets. Now this one is it's definitely interesting. I don't know how much of an impact he'll have. Definitely going to be coming off the bench, obviously. If he can solidify his role as a playmaker, a rebounder, a spark plug, I think it'll work. But if he continues to shoot 20%, 20 some percent from the three, I don't think it's going to work. So I'm going to put it at C again, below DeJounte Murray and Josh Giddey, because I don't think it's a D. I just don't know how much I like right now. Tobias Harris to Detroit. I don't think it's going to matter too much. I'm going to move it to D right now. I don't think it's going to matter too much. I don't hate it. I mean, who's going to sign to Detroit anyways? They got what they could. I don't see him contributing as much. I think he's yeah. I mean, it's Detroit, so Buddy Hield to Golden State, I think, is a bottom B move. And I say that because he's not going to come in and fill Klay Thompson's shoes, which I think some people are expecting. But I do think Buddy Hield is one of the most underrated three-point shooters of all time. He can come in and fit well next to Curry. I think they're missing that one extra piece to get him back to where they used to be. But that being said, I like the Buddy Hield move to Golden State. It fits their culture. Never a single complaint about Buddy Hield that I know. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a good pickup for the Warriors. Chris Paul to the Spurs. I'm going to say A. And I'm not a huge Chris Paul fan. I liked him when he was on the Suns as a Suns fan. Here's the thing. Here's why I put it A tier. And it is not because of Wembanyama. I think Wembanyama is going to get his touches whenever he wants. I like it because of Stephon Castle. I think Chris Paul, if he can stay an extra year or two this season, next season, I know he's going to be 40, I think, by the end of this season, and mentor Stephon Castle, who has potential, even though he's taller, to play a similar role as Chris Paul as his career. I'm not saying he's going to be as talented, but I'm saying Chris Paul as a mentor can show him this stuff and get Wemby a point guard for the future. So for that reason, he's going to sit in A tier. Probably one of two of the biggest signings this free agency, DeMar DeRozan to the Kings. I'm going to put it in the top of B. Let me move Derrick Jones Jr. I don't know how he's going to fit next to Fox. More importantly, Fox is a very ball dominant player, obviously. And he's not the greatest shooter. He's gotten better through his years in the league. But DeRozan isn't either. I know he's also gotten better in recent years. But not a lot of spacing on that floor. I know they have Keegan Murray and Sabonis, who can at least step out to the mid-range and hit a shot every now and then. But for the time being, I don't know how it fits. I don't know how it works. I don't see it putting them over the top. And I think that's the consensus with all NBA fans, casual or hardcore. It's just not a move that is really shell-shocking anybody, to be honest. So for that reason, at least for right now, I think I'm going to leave it in B. Denny Avdia to the Blazers. I really like Denny Avdia. I think he was, fifth or sixth in most improved player last year. I think he should have been higher. He had a great year last year. He's kind of fairly inconsistent for a bad Wizards team, but what can you do with that? On the Blazers, I don't think he's going to become a stellar all-star. I don't see flashes of that. Mind you, I didn't watch many Washington games last year. But what I did see, I did like him. I think he's a good third scoring option, third option in general. Great defender. So I don't mind it for the Blazers. It's good for rebuild. I'll put it in, let's put it in B tier. Good it fits. I like it more than the Buddy Hield move. And probably, yeah, I like it there. I'm going to save the Paul George one to the end just because that's obviously the big seller of the free agency period. Klay Thompson to the Mavs. This one's tough. This one's tough because I think people are more used to the name than they are the player. Klay Thompson is not the same player he was a few years ago. I think if he could fit alongside Kyrie and Luka offensively, they'll be okay. But what really will put them over the top is their defense, and I don't see how they're going to do that. I don't know who they're going to have starting at the 4, but it's probably going to be Luka 1, Kyrie 2, Klay 3, and then Lively at the 5, which Lively brings a great interior presence for a sophomore and rebounding presence. But that being said, Klay Thompson can't really defend anymore. He's really out there just to shoot and make threes, which he showed that he can only do one of those things last season. So for the time being, I'm honestly going to put it at the top of C. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. So Alex Caruso, A. I think OKC stole this free agency period. They got two of probably the 5 best role players in the league, and they were the first seed last year. I would not be surprised if they won 67, 68 games this season. Um, Alex Caruso, he doesn't need a definition or introduction, I guess I meant. He does exactly what you expect him to do. Comes in, makes winning plays, plays defense, guards the opposing teammates best. 1, 2, 3 guard. Honestly, can even switch on to bigs and hold his own better than most guards in the league. So that reason, I'm putting him right under Hardenstein. I'd say those are 1A and 1B in my opinion for the time being. Tavius Caldwell Pope to the Magic. I think this is a sleeper signing. I don't really have any outstanding opinions about it. I see what Orlando's trying to go with the signing. They get a good defender, consistent three-point shooter, good role guy, and with them finishing fifth seed, fourth seed last year, I mean it only adds to a winning team that hopefully they can get maybe the fourth seed, but they're not going to be better than New York, Boston, or Philly unless something absolutely erupts in one of those teams. So I don't think it puts them over the top, but it's a decent signing, and they can definitely contend a little bit better with someone who's tenured as much as KCP. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. Lastly, Paul George to the Sixers. I don't know how I feel about Paul George in recent years. I've really tried to defend the guy forever because he is incredibly talented. And there's nothing really he can't do. He rebounds well for his size. He play makes well for his size. 3-level scorer. His post game's probably his weakest attribute of his game. Can handle well. Is athletic as hell. I just don't know what the contract is. That's the toughest part because if it doesn't work out, you are now locked into with Paul George, and the process is over. You're blowing something. You're probably getting rid of Embiid, who I shamefully admit is probably a top 5 player in today's game. I like it. I mean, PG's very talented. You got a big three now, probably one of the best big threes in the league, if not the best, arguable. I guess we'll have to find out. Right now, I'm going to put it at the top of B just because there's so many question marks behind it. And it's high risk, high reward, which may work, may not. Only time will tell. There's my rankings. No hating on Tobias Harris or Alec Burks. Just don't really care, to be honest. Tobias Harris probably is the worst signing out of this bunch. I know there's a few more that I didn't cover. I think Tyus Jones to the Suns is incredibly overrated. I am a Suns fan, so slightly biased. But we needed a point guard, so if it was me and Tyus Jones here, I'd probably put it at the top of B above Paul George. I think that's exactly what we needed. But that being said, appreciate you guys watching. If you watched it all the way, drop a comment below. Let me know you did. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and let me know if I should do some more stuff like this, trying to get back on the YouTube grind. Yeah, until next time, I'll catch y'all.